Game development. Now, I've never made a game except for on the program Scratch in high school, if anyone remembers that. But from what I've heard, it's not easy. However, it seems these days a lot of gamers who don't just play the COD, Fortnite or yearly sports games are opting to support indie titles with much smaller dev teams over the big AAA companies. Now, I think it's fair to hold big AAA companies like Ubisoft, EA or 2K, for example, to a higher standard. But despite being bigger and already having huge amounts of fans waiting for their next release, it seems they're constantly letting us down in both quality and content. So in the past, I've done a free against a full price platinum. I've done the best and the worst on the PlayStation Store platinums. So I thought I would do a brand new AAA title against a brand new indie title. Now, before thinking of this video, I already had an indie title in mind, as there's one I've been following for a long time, and that is, I'm kidding, you'll have to find out later. Now, after I do each game, I'll be ranking out of 10 the quality, the fun/enjoyment, the value for what I paid, and the longevity. For example, am I still having fun after hour 20, hour 40, hour 50? And so on and so forth. So we're going to start with the AAA game, and this is the only game that felt right, given it does have some similarities to the indie game we'll do later. From a company that I used to say, and I don't joke with this, I used to say they have no bad games. Within a series I thought was the greatest thing to exist, and that is the newest game in the series, Assassin's Creed Shadows. 114 gig and £70. So let's jump into it. Now, quick disclaimer, we're not going to be focused on the story with Assassin's Creed Shadows because the indie game we're going to play later in this video doesn't have a story. We're going to purely focus on the quality, the fun, the value, and the longevity. So it'll be very gameplay focused. I have very low hopes for this game, to be honest, guys. Okay, now Assassin's Creed would be a game I would usually be really excited by, but the last few have let me down. Mirage was okay, but my hopes from this are good gameplay, and most importantly for me, is the parkour be really, really clean and you can be really creative with it. Are we finally going to be able to play? Yeah, let's go. Right, R2 attacks apparently. Okay. Adapt Samurai. Perform your first finisher as Yasuki. Is that how you pronounce his name? Yasuki. So far, I don't know how to block or anything, but so far just the two basic buttons feel pretty fun that we're playing with at the minute. Like I said, we're only running with two buttons. Okay, different style from her, but I like that. She feels cool. Is there a stealth option? Adept, perform your first assassination. Nice. Okay, square to crouch. Go prone. That's crazy, dude. That's pretty cool. See ya! Did not like the feel of that parkour. That was just two jumps. But that... I'm not going to be too judgmental off rip. Yeah, dead. See ya! See ya! Unseen. Perform 5 assassinations in a row without being noticed or entering combat. That's just me, baby. Okay. Okay, so it feels okay so far. It feels pretty decent, I won't lie.
It's my grappling hook.
There we go. Boom! And there we go. That's the prologue, I assume. So far, it feels decent. It feels decent. Story's a bit more interesting than I thought it was going to be, to be honest. But it feels okay. And there we go. That's trophy 4 completing the prologue. But it feels okay so far. Yeah, the parkour feels a bit hit and miss at times. But because that's a big thing for me with the Assassin's Creed games, it always has been, is parkour. I love to free run. I love the parkour. So if that feels slow or that is held back, then I struggle to enjoy Assassin's Creed quite as much as maybe other people. First, opening hour has been relatively fun. I'd like to think from here it can only go up. You know, the more you play, the better it gets, kind of thing. Oh, I see something. Hold on. Dismount. Who is the enemy here? You are the enemy! See ya! Yeah. Yeah. Oh! There he is. Typical. That's terrible timing. But we still got him. Don't know if it's going to count as completed when we've done this. It does count as completed. So you don't have to kill everybody. You just have to kill the 2 main guys and loot the chests. What customization have we got? Oh, I like that. Yep. Yep. I am a customization nerd, so I'm happy with that. Oh, repeat. No, not a repeat. No. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. So we've got that one. Now, stats are important, yes, but style is more important, guys. Remember that. So I carried on playing. As I said at the start, we're not focused on the story in this video. We've got the trophy for unlocking the hideout. I then gathered information during a mission using a scout. This was actually a relatively cool feature in the game. I got the trophy for meeting Yaya. I genuinely started to really enjoy the free running. When you get used to it, it's really quite smooth. There is a few clunky bits, but you can have some really nice routes. Now, of course, it's an Assassin's Creed game, so all the routes feel very predetermined, but it still feels decent. I then recruited my first ally. It would not be an Assassin's Creed game if I did not go for a very open, easy leap of faith and die. Then in your base, you can build new buildings and do various things, and when you place a pet in your hideout, you get the trophy for adopting a pet. So the objective is to assassinate the main bad guy. I don't think that's gonna happen, and we've got to get over there, so I'm gonna try and fully stealth my way. Him. Oh, guy over there. I have been enjoying the gameplay. Okay, let's get a move on. Okay, he thought he saw something, but we're out of here. That's fine. I do like the stealth. I think it feels good. I'm not going to lie. Oh, use this ability. Customization has also been pretty decent, to be honest. We've got some good amount of gear, which I've been really enjoying mixing up. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, he's not a... There's lots of flair to the free running as well. Like, it's always about the flair in this game, I've noticed, which is cool. I don't hate that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I kind of like playing as this dude. He is such a beast. It feels good to... It's something like you don't experience this level of strength in an Assassin's Creed game. It's something a bit different. Something I feel like I haven't experienced before. Like, I am so much stronger than the average person. A new league rises. Complete Act 1 of the main story. Nice. That was a pretty fun ending, all things considered. The gameplay hasn't become stale yet. Free running up is a little bit boring. Free running down is quite fun. It's more about flair than it is practicality. Right, can we upgrade the stables anymore? Oh, we can. We can fully upgrade the stables. Nice. So that's that done. And that's a trophy against wood and stone. Fully upgrade a building in the hideout. Nice. So with Act 1 done, I was now really into the bulk of the game. I finished an objective board. I got the trophy Leap of Fail. I met another possible ally, getting me the trophy The Thief. The ability to smoothly parkour down buildings was one of the highlights of this game when it comes to the parkour. I thought it was so cool and so smooth. Probably without a doubt one of the greatest time dives I will ever achieve in my life. I don't know how I survived this. I then got the trophy for equipping legendary gear in all slots. I met the sharpshooter. I performed a landing roll. As my hideout was getting better, I was able to engrave my first weapon. I finally added some artwork to my hideout, while finding some actual assassin gear finally. I got the trophy for staying airborne while swinging from one grappling hook point to another. And immediately after that trophy, because I accidentally fell in the water, I got the trophy for performing a leap of faith from a grappling hook swing. I then got the trophy for completing my first coffin. I don't even know how you pronounce that, to be honest. I finally got some proper assassin robes. It took way too long to actually get this stuff, but I finally got some. And then while I was exploring, I got stuck behind a branch, and yeah, I was pretty much screwed. There's no like help me button, so I had to just fast travel really far away from where I was, which was super frustrating. So for me, it's been a while since you've seen me. For you, it's probably only been a few minutes. Still on the fence, if I'm honest. I think the parkour is pretty fun. However, a lot of it is predictable. Like, you could be like, okay, she's going to flip and grab, and then she's going to drop, and she'll just drop this time. And, you know, and then she'll do a side flip kind of thing. Like, it's somewhat predictable at this point, but it's free-flowing enough that I'm still having fun. I'm going to try and get him a bit closer to me. Okay, no. Maybe here. Okay, didn't know that was a trophy. Okay, distract the same enemy using the shinobi bells 3 times. Okay, and let's go. Boom. Boom, assassinate. Gotcha. Alright, is it? This guy got a bow. And there we go, Master Samurai. An arrow to the knee. That's a trophy as well, Adventurer. And that's for the hitting him with an arrow to the knee. The first time I've actually looked at the trophy list was a few minutes ago. I've just been playing the game up until now. Come on, no, I got. There we go. There we go. This is Japan actually, instead of this is Sparta. Kick an enemy from a high place. You know what? I feel like the film 300 is so old that some people might not even get that. Genuinely, I wonder if there'll come a generation where the whole "this is Sparta" after a big kick thing, or "this is anything," if that will just go by the wayside for people in the future. I do wonder. Okay, so this is just like a quick time event thing. These aren't really that fun, personally. Bing, 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 bing. Okay, that's that one done. And good form. Complete your first kata. Okay, I'm going to swap back because he is wanted and I don't want to have to worry about that. Now, it turns out, guys, that I've got a glitch trophy. There's a trophy for finding a piece of legendary gear of each type, which I have done, but I did not get the trophy. I looked into it and yes, it is bugged, which is a shame because I've got the trophy for equipping a legendary in each slot, but not for having. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer to have a glitch trophy, as always. It's never something you want to see. Even more so in a game like Assassin's Creed, like a big AAA title. It's always disappointing. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this Sparta kick. I killed him. See, it's things like that where I find myself having fun, but then it's other times when I've been playing for a long time, I think, oh god, I'm so bored. Like repetitive parkour kind of thing. Okay, there we go. And that's the Ronin for meeting Ibuki, however you pronounce his name.
What are you?
The Toxin Master. Meet Oniyuri. So she is good with toxins then. I love that. So she could be very helpful to the cause. See, stuff like this makes the game that much, that better. Makes it that little bit better. Shut up. Hiya! Nice, there we go. Master Shinobi, assassinate an enemy through a shoji door. This is really cool, man. I haven't used like this reef thing. I have used the water to escape before, but this is really cool. This is a really cool little mix-up for it. Oh my god, that was that quick. Escape conflict by using the breathing reed to hide in shallow water. I didn't think it was escape conflict. I thought it was escape them completely. Oh, that was a bit buggy, but okay, we'll ignore that, I suppose. Well, we won't ignore that. I've brought attention to it. Now, obviously, with these feelings of, is it fun, is it not? That is after 20 hours of gameplay, which when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, in how often we play some games, and 70 quid spent, that's not a lot of time to start questioning if it's fun or not, you know? So after getting that pretty decent bulk of trophies, I carried on with the main quest and the side quests in Act 2. While taking down a fort, I ended up becoming wanted, and when you become wanted, they send out a powerful guardian. And as I had turned on instant assassination, because I think it's not an Assassin's Creed game without being able to instantly assassinate someone, I was able to get the trophy for assassinating a powerful guardian in one go. I did start to get a little bit bored, so I decided to use some different weapons, and was having a lot of fun with these heavy weapons. The heavy weapons had a lot of really fun combinations and really brutal animations. As you see here, me crushing somebody's head. And after taking that guy out, I got the trophy for defeating the final enemy in the tournament. I then got the trophy for completing a collection. I then finally completed Act 2 of the main story. During my exploration for side missions, I got the trophy for visiting every province on the map. I then completed a bulk of meditation side missions, getting me the trophy Zen Master. I met yet another possible ally, getting me the trophy the Eager Assassin. Now I did have a glitch trophy, but I had a funny feeling that I could attempt it with both characters. And after unlocking a legendary headgear, I did in fact get the glitch trophy for finding a legendary piece of gear of each type. As I had upgraded my dojo, I was able to get the trophy for fully training an ally. I then completed a contract in every province. And during a side mission where I had to find some local dishes, I got the trophy for fully upgrading my rations. Okay, I've been playing for quite a few days now. I think, yeah, the gameplay loop is starting to become pretty boring, if I'm honest. And there we go, pretty underwhelming final one, but there you go, defeat all of the Shin Bakufu, if that's how you pronounce that. I ain't got a damn clue. Waiting for, I think it's spring or fall, to get the last legendary, like, animal observation. I did see, apparently there's a trophy for going behind one of these waterfalls or something. That one looks a bit suspicious. There we go. Major look for treasure behind the waterfall. Okay, you can pray at it. That's about it. So the next thing I want to do before I do like real assassin, or the meaning of the blade, that's proper assassin for me. So we're gonna take out the last Templar. Such a disappointment there's only 4 of them. Go on, make the jump. Good lad. Classic Templar coward. You will not shoot me, brother. And I'm gonna kick you for that. That's like how, oh god, what's his name? Caesar from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood died. Okay. Assassin's Creed. Shadows. Why am I getting this at like the end of Act 3? Is this the end of the game? I thought it was more. The Fall of the Shinbaku. Complete Act 3 of the main story. I wonder if the plan was you play as that kid in the next game. If they were to make a second or a lead on from Shadows, I wonder. Everyone's older, but you play as him. Then it would finally be Creed vs Templar. Epilogue. There we go. Complete the epilogue, and we're getting close to the platinum, which is good because the gameplay's running a little bit tedious for me, guys, which I'm not going to lie about. So as I neared the platinum, it was time to clean up a few things. I mastered the way of the shinobi. I sheathed my weapon immediately after an enemy dies from bleed. I used the ability samurai stand before performing a finisher on an enemy. I then mastered the way of the samurai. I fully upgraded all of my tools and ammunition. I performed a finisher on an enemy that is both poisoned and dazed. That was a bit of a pain. I went AFK for a while for the seasons to change. And finally, as the season had changed, I was able to finish the final legendary animal observation, getting me the trophy A Rare Occurrence. Alright guys, it's time to get the last trophy. Okay, this is apparently the highest point in the game.
Now I've seen the top of the world.
There we go. And that is Happy Place. And that's reached the highest point on the map. And in terms, Assassin's Creed Shadows Platinum, unlock every trophy. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's not bad at all. So with the Assassin's Creed Shadows Platinum earned, as I said at the start of this video, I'm not going to talk about the story, as the indie game we'll be playing doesn't have a story. I'll be focusing on the 4 rankings I mentioned at the start of the video. Starting with quality. For quality, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Honestly, I experienced maybe 1 or 2 bugs, never had any crashes or any texture issues, and it was a visually decent game. For fun/enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It was fun to begin with, and having 2 characters almost made it feel like 2 different experiences, given the 2 characters were legitimately polar opposites of each other in power, speed, and abilities, but that only helped for so long. For value, this is where I may ruffle some feathers, a 4 out of 10. It's always tough for me to justify a £70 game, and this just wasn't worth anywhere near 70 quid. Even though I play games for a living, I can still never justify £70 for a game. For a person working a standard minimum wage job like I used to, this is 7 to 10 hours worth of work depending on your age. I would always recommend waiting for sales. For longevity, I want to give it a 7 out of 10. The fun lasted a bit longer than I expected, and I was pleasantly surprised by the parkour, as well as how different the combat felt with the two characters, and how different the combat felt with different weapons with the different characters. However, once the plat was done, I can promise I will not be playing this game again. I was glad it was over. So now with the AAA game platinum earned, it's now time to go on to the indie game. And this is a solo developer, so as indie as it gets. And this game is generally the reason this video exists. And the reason we did Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the reason I was mentioning things like the parkour so much, is because they do share that similarity. And that is rooftops and alleys. Only a 1 GB game, and only cost me £20. So let's get into it. Okay lads, here we are. Probably the most hyped I've been for a solo developer game. We're gonna run the tutorial just to learn the basics and the advanced. Set session marker. So walk, we've got our camera, we've got the sprint. Okay, it's gonna take a... Oh, cool. All right, nice. Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, we got the first trophy, guys, and it was during the tutorial. Performed 2 air tricks in 1 jump. We did absolutely eat the dirt there, but that's okay. That's okay, guys. We'll... Okay. Here we go. Nice. Look at that. That was nice. Okay. And not skip or complete the tutorials. Lovely. Okay, we're just going to roll solo, and we're going to test out each of the maps and see what's up. Let's go with the Steel Yard. Genuinely really excited for this, but that will not cloud my judgment. I am quite capable of being disappointed. So if I end up playing a game that I'm excited for and it sucks, then I am very brutal and very honest. You know, as much as I love this game and I have been a big supporter of the developer, that does not stop me from being really rude if I need to be, you know. Now, I do know from watching stuff about the game, there's a pigeon that you can be. There it is. There's the pigeon, guys. Go. Oh, nice. That's so cool. All right. We unlocked the pigeon. Now, how do we use the pigeon? Okay, so that's first person. Oh my god. No, that's not for me. That is not for me. And there we go. Hello, little friend. Switch to the pigeon. I see that there's some game modes about, so we're going to try the old time trial info. All right, so we've got gold, silver. Okay, nice. There we go. Oh, God. All right, go. I forgot to roll. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to actually just finish this time trial. I've not finished one yet, so let's finish this. Let's go. It's big time. Here we go. Ready? About what feels right with the controls, really. Oh, you absolute mongo. That was really embarrassing. Low moment for me there, guys. Go. And there we go. I didn't get a medal for it, but that's fine. It's obviously going to take a good amount of skill and knowledge of the time trials, but I am okay with that. Okay, so the trick rush is what I'm worried about. But what we're going to do is we're going to change map, and we're going to go to school district. We'll go to construction sites first. Oh, no. Okay. I was wondering if you could just survive it and just roll, but you eventually cut out. Oh, I accidentally pressed the touchpad just out of habit, and I got the trophy open photo mode. That's fine. Okay. Hey! Keep it up. Perform a 20 times combo. Nice. Okay. The time goes quick, man. Like, you have to be... I'm intrigued to see how I'm going to be able to get, like, those points really high at some point. Whoa, so this is like a proper cut parkour event, a venue. I always wanted to go to one of these as a kid. I just cannot get to grips with the wall run. It's almost like I need to like level up wall running or something, you know? Okay, there must be a quicker way to do that. All right, here we go. Boom. Big one. Big one. Big one. Okay, got a trophy. All right, hold on, that's fine. I got distracted by the trophy. Perform 3 wall runs without landing. Okay, we take that. So I really locked in for this time trial. About 14 minutes of non-stop attempts, and you can get a lot of attempts in 14 minutes. For gold, all you need is 28 seconds. And I was messing up a lot within the first 10 seconds. But I was determined to get gold on this. Let's go, boys. And it was a trophy. Get your first gold. Oh my god, what a feeling. Oh my god. Okay, container is the last one, guys. The last map we get to experience. This is the one I've seen a bit on the trailers, and I'm excited for this one. Okay, I did a backflip and got hit your head 5 times on a piece of steel. Okay, and there we go, guys. The last pigeon. And we got the Trophy Explorer for that, which is for unlocking the pigeon on all maps. Already 25% of the trophies achieved. That was electric right there. Oh my god. Oh my god, I made a different stuff. I made a different stuff, guys. I made a different stuff. How does that feel? Oh my god, this is so much fun. This is so much fun. And all of the maps are good as well. I think this one's a fun one, but it will probably take a lot of skill to get used to. This is my favorite, then this one, then this one. And I'm not a fan of the school district at the moment. It feels like it's probably quite a high skill level in terms of that. And that one feels a little bit empty, but it's a very pretty one. So, yeah. It's just a shame that this one has a roof on it, because I'd love for it not to have a roof on it. Make that jump! Okay. Oh, wall run the hanging yellow container. Okay, I can see why that's a trophy, because that took me a bloody while. I still can't get into that yellow one, which is a little bit annoying. Oh, and it says honk. Okay. I just want to see, because there's a play your first online session. So that's a trophy. So I'm just going to join an online session and see if anyone's about to play. Just going to join this, get the trophy and leave for the online. I do want to play tag and that, but I'm going to do that in my own time. For now, we're going to focus on the platinum, which, to be honest, playing in tag might make me better at the game. So that is something to consider. And there we go, meet and greet. Play your first online session. And we reached a new milestone, guys. 540. God, I am a loser. I did just look, there's 2 trophies for wall run the school bells and hit the church bell. Now, I'm going to assume that's in my 2 least favourite maps, the school district and the Sunset Paradise would be my guess. That's probably where the bell is. That looks like a bell up there, guys. All right, give me 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to make this quick because I could talk about customization for hours. Now, while there's not an absolute metric ton of customization in this game, there's a bloody decent amount. From tops to heads to headphones to pants, shoes, backpacks, as well as even trails that you can have during like the adrenaline mode. There is a lot that you can pick from. I've never really seen 2 people wear the same stuff during my hours of online play, as well as the incredible freedom to have any shade of any color you want. This is customization really well done, especially for a 1.0 launch. I do hope for more in the future, but so far I love it. There we go. Okay, hit the church bell. I don't know why that took so long, but it did. You never know. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, I think. Let's go. Oh my god, by under half a second. Oh my god, guys, I just found something. Oh my god, this is gonna be... Hold on. Oh my god, and it was a... Oh, I just ejected up the wall. Performed 3 wall ejects without landing. Oh my god, I am so proud of myself for that. I don't even care. Look at how high I got up. Bingo. That is right there. Ring, ring. Here we go, boys. First attempt. Oh my god, I'm built so different. Yeah, I did a backflip and then nearly killed myself, but it's fine. Wall run, the school bells. There we go. Oh, god. Okay, I'm going to practice my tricks. And yeah, what I really want to focus on is the time trials. That's going to be like the bulk of what I think will probably get me the platinum. But for the trick rush, I really want to get those just done. So as I said, I really wanted to focus on getting all of the trick rush challenges out of the way, because I knew that I was going to enjoy the time trials most, and I wanted to finish the platinum with those. I'm by far no means the best tricker, but I found something that worked for me, which was constantly jumping over one thing, rolling, and being able to immediately jump over that again to keep the combo going. That helped me get the trophy land a combo of 50,000 points. And while my methods aren't god tier, you can tell here they work. I needed 100,000 for gold, and I had achieved that with just under 20 seconds left on the clock, so I just stood there. Now, I was not going to be able to get the trophies for landing a quarter or a 500,000. I just am not a good enough tricker on this game. So I was able to use the wall eject trick just to ramp up an insane score, getting me the trophy for landing a 250,000 point trick, landing a 500,000 point trick, and performing a 50 times combo. And that was thanks to this dude that I messaged, because I saw he'd got the trophies, so shout out to him for showing me that. And then what's actually funny, during this trick one, I was able to get a combo of 100,000 points legitimately, but this, I felt like I was sweating while getting this, so the 500,000 was never going to happen. Time for the final skill challenge, which is down here. This one might actually not be too bad. It depends. Okay, what is it? 125. Okay, a bit higher than the rest, but you know, sometimes if I've got a box to go up and down onto, I can do a little bit better. I'm not even doing that. What the f, man? Oh, I don't know if it's like overly sensitive or what. But man. Alright, cool. That was a pretty nice little run there. Little 114,000 point run. See, that's all you got to do. You just got to wait for the big run that you get. And then you'll absolutely smash it. I have choked before, so I'm not going to talk too soon. However, there we go, guys. There we go. And there we go. Trick Master. Get every medal in Trick Rush. We've got these trophies left to go. 28 more time trials. And you know what? I think I am the first person to achieve this, which is really fun. Really, really cool. There we go. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of eject yourself a bit further. Let's go! Oh, built in an unorthodox fashion, guys. Some of these time trials truly nearly killed me. You're talking 2 to 4 hours of non-stop attempts. Sunset Paradise 5 nearly broke me. And what's worse, in this attempt that you're seeing where you're thinking, well, you've done it. I didn't do it. It was 2 hours of non-stop attempts and I just had to give up. So I changed map and went to the containers and had a pretty impressive run on the final trial on the container map. With an 18-second gold, I done it in 17.1. This is where I could feel my skill really improving. I then took a break from time trials because, as I said, you're talking like 2 to 4 hours of non-stop attempts. It was getting a bit mind-breaking, I suppose. I felt like I was going to crack at any moment. So I decided to get the trophy for scoring over 5 million points in a single session. Sunset Paradise had 2 trials, number 4 and number 5, that both took me hours to finish. So I take a break from number 5 and focus on number 4. This is quite an easy trial until the final jump that nearly made me want to throw myself out the window. But as with this game, lots of trial and error, lots of practice, I was finally able to do it. One that I found really difficult when I started playing this game was still trial 5 with a 50-second gold. So it's quite a long one, especially if you're screwing up at the end. You're going to have to reset and waste a lot of time. But after doing Sunset Trial 4, I was pretty confident, and it didn't take me many attempts to get the gold on Steel Trial 5. Now, this wasn't the final time trial. I still had a time trial in the shed to finish, but I was pretty confident given the small map, those would be a lot easier than Sunset Paradise Trial 5, which nearly killed me. However, after 4 hours of non-stop attempts, perfecting my route, seeing when to use my boost, what jump to use when, perfecting pretty much everything, it was a 46-second gold, and I got a 45.979. Finally, freeing me from the shackles of Sunset Paradise Trial 5. Okay, guys. So, we have one left. If we go all maps on time trials, as you can see, we have got them all except for Shed Trial 5, which is this one. Last time I checked, there was only 3 people that had the platinum. I am coping and saying they played the game on PC. It's the only reason they're able to beat me. Probably not the case, but this is a 28-second gold. And we've got 2 trophies left to go. So let's see how we get on. Oh, that would have been nice. Okay, that's a little time save there, though. Let's hit the afterburners. Oosh. Oosh. Okay, so that's Trial Master, which is get a medal in every time trial in the game. And I got 28.696, and I need 28. The next trophy is for getting gold in everything. Had the final jump not screwed me there. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, here we go. Boom. Boom. And there we go, guys. Mic drop. Indeed. Get gold on all challenges in the game. And there we go. King of the Rooftops. Earn all Rooftops and Alley trophies. This has been an insane amount of fun. And my live reaction, obviously I only do it through PSN profiles. That's usually pretty accurate in terms of who has got the platinum. Let's see if I was able to reach top 5, which would be cool. I did. I am 4th, apparently. I am the slowest person to do it by a country mile at the minute. Everyone else did it in less than 14 hours. I wasn't really going for speed. I was going for enjoyment. With the Rooftops and Alleys platinum earned, I have to say, I was very impressed. For a one-man dev project, this was a lot of fun and something I will continue to play. And obviously, it was only 1.0. You saw me play it for the first 2 days of its launch, so there will be a few things that I mentioned that need to be fixed. But let's add it to the 4 rankings like we did for Shadows. For quality, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I personally experienced very little bugs, same with Shadows. Most failures were my own fault, and the only reason it's not getting a 10 is due to the online issues that I was currently experiencing after getting the platinum. Fun/enjoyment is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. A near perfect 10. I'm still salty over how much I struggled with the Trick Rush challenges and how hard the time trials were. However, the time trials being tough did add to the fun, as I knew I had to be perfect, and it made me constantly craft new approaches to things, which I genuinely enjoy. For value, a 10 out of 10. If I could give it a 20 out of 10, I would. £20 for a 12 to 20 hour plat, depending on skill. And once the online bugs are fixed, I'll be able to get a lot more time out of it. As of right now, recording this commentary, I am able to get more time out of it. There's been an update, and the online is much more stable. So I'm getting even more value out of it after the platinum. For the longevity, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. This is something that once the online bug is fixed, I will play almost daily. There's still a few issues with the online, and it has been fixed since finishing the platinum. I have seen that the devs continue to update the game, which will help its longevity, and hopefully in the future they'll add more customization as well as more trials and more online modes, as right now there's just capture the flag and tag, and a lot of the time in a 4-man lobby it's 2 people tagging each other and 2 people just standing really high up on a building, and no one seems to play capture the flag. I'd like to see a full map race in bigger lobbies, similar to Riders Republic. I'd like to see a hide and seek kind of mode. I'm not sure how that would work, but I think that would be cool. I'd like for the online not to be host dependent. As of right now, the online holds this game back, and if the host leaves, the whole lobby leaves. I'd like there to be a leveling system, even if it's something very simple where you just have a profile level, and maybe some rewards with leveling, just like more clothing items. And I'd also like to see negative effects for people that quit. Maybe they lose XP or something. If the game continues to update, the longevity will go to a 10 out of 10 and beyond. So both the AAA and the Indie Platinum earned. I was glad I was able to have two games with similar features, both games having parkour being a pretty big part of their game. So I thought it made sense for this video. Now honestly, while I was excited for Rooftops and Alleys, I thought this was going to be an unfair comparison. As not only is Assassin's Creed made by a massive company, Assassin's Creed is a series I've always held close to my heart. And after I relatively enjoyed Assassin's Creed Shadows, especially for the opening 20 hours, and felt like it had the best parkour we've seen in a while, I thought the indie game would then be stomped. Because I have always had an unfair nostalgia to Assassin's Creed games. However, I was wrong. Rooftops and Alleys may only be a one-man team, but it felt like the passion of 10 people. Not only was it cheaper and a shorter platinum time, but even after the platinum, I still wanted to carry on playing. And just in the 4 days between finishing the platinum and starting the editing, there's already been an update. So it shows that this solo dev, he really cares. But anyways, guys, as always, I'm going to stop the waffle. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Thank you as always for the support. We are well past the 100,000 mark to 108,000 or something ridiculous now. And yeah, thank you all for the support. I've had a few comments about like my Instagram and stuff. All that's linked in the description if you want to follow me on there. But thank you as always for the support, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.